Okay, now for the next step, and this is tricky. Remember, I'm doing this live, so we don't know if it's going to work out, and it's okay. It's just an idea at this point. So let's start actually figuring out what these plants might be, what colors they might be, and I'm just going to take this sketch, and I'm actually going to put some color on it. And at some point, I begin in my mind to start thinking about what they might be. So let's see. And first of all, in my mind's eye, I've got a full sun site, and I'm in zone 7. Okay, all right. So those are important keys. So I think that this needs to be evergreen. I'm a fond of, and it feels like the texture is very conifer-like. I know that there are conifers that can take on blue tones and be upright. So I'm going to kind of start with that premise, and I'm just going to also say that that's kind of blue there. So here we can kind of start seeing how it translates. And that means I probably want this to be, it's going to be in green tones, might have a nod towards a blue cast, but generally speaking, I also want this probably to be evergreen. But it's okay, evergreen, and all right, and low mounded green. So that's a possibility. And then for the blooms that are going to be, they're going to perform well for us. This might be, there's a couple ways to approach this, right? So these could be all one plant for ease, or I might do a tapestry of blooms. So let's say I do a tapestry of blooms because I've decided, it's like, you know what, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So let's actually add on to our flower here, our sketch here, and just kind of play with some different flower shapes. Maybe even heighten it up a little bit. Okay, so that's the kind of blooming side that we have. And so I'm kind of getting the vibe that might be, some echinacea that are purpley to pink. Let's see if, okay, yeah. So I'm a fan of the echinacea merlot. So that kind of represents how that might be coming through. So let's do those. Let's do a couple. They definitely like to be together. And then that's a real daisy shape, right? So this spire here, it's good to have a variety of flower shapes. So let's say that that's Salvia caridana. And you know what? She has a tendency to get kind of big. So we only really need one of those. And now I'm kind of feeling a different vibe. And again, these things morph, right? So I'm going to make this I'm going to add some color over here by doing a little bit of an echinacea right there, right? So that it's not so one-sided. So I think a little bit of daisy there is certainly, we have room for it. Right there. There we go. And let's put it like basically right there. Okay. So now these things are kind of speaking to each other, if you will. All right. Now this low front area, I want to have it be ever present and kind of grassy. So let's kind of do that. It's a little different color. And this is a grass that's about, 2 feet wide. And it's just kind of here, boom, boom, boom. Oh, and I forgot to color this in, didn't I? Give us an idea of what that's going to look like. Okay. All right. So we've got, so far, we've got the salvia. We've got, these are going to be an echinacea down here. So here's the salvia and the echinacea. This is a low mounding evergreen shrub. This is a columnar blue dwarf conifer. And this back here, what is that? Well, I am going to let's see, it's there aren't as many plants in this shape, okay? So we have a smaller palette to choose from, but we got to make a choice, right? So let's have some fun. Since we've got good evergreen structure, this is evergreen, and in my mind's eye, I've got this as a evergreen carex called Everillo, okay? So that means we've got good structure, we've got kind of a purple theme developing, so I'm going to make this Eucomus Sparkling Burgundy. And it's bold, and it's purple, and it will be fantastic with this set of plants. So there we go. As with most ideas that you conceive of, quickly, we're going to have to think this through, and we're going to have to put some specifics on it, and kick the tires on it, if you will. But this is kind of how that process can go, where you really just kind of let yourself loose and free, start with shapes, and then make some selections. One selection leads to another. So we've got this in my mind as Chamaecyparis Blue Surprise. This is Hebe Sutherlandia. This is Eucomus Sparkling Burgundy. We've got a ground plane of an evergreen grass that is yellow, and that's Carex Everillo. And then for flowering pretties, we've used Echinacea Merlot and Salvia caridana. So I hope watching this in live, real time was helpful and fun. So have fun in your garden.